Hey there, it's another day of our conversation, Logic Republic conversation. Tomorrow is Nigerian Democracy Day. The question is it a time for us to loud the celebration? Is celebration just about performance? Is it just about a dance of an event? Or is it something that has to do, that's connected with our collective transformation? Celebration shouldn't just be for a performance. There should be a link between the event and the actuality of the people. As a country, as a nation, are we fulfilled? Have we been able to fulfill our fullest potential with all enormous resources that we have? The answer is absolute no. Are we happy as a people? No. Is there unity in the country? The answer is no. Then you talk about democracy, the demonstration of madness. Has democracy impacted us in any way? I'm sure you know the answer. The answer is no, not at all. Why hasn't it impacted us? Why have we not been able to make good use of democracy if it's an effective type of government? But the problem is governance isn't about the tag. Governance is about the understanding of governance itself, the people who govern, and for what purpose they are governing. This is what governance is about. So Nigeria deserves a type of governance that has a deep state connection with the reality of the people, with the peculiarity of the people. Nigeria has a history of being exploited by foreigners for a very long time. Now that we have decided to govern ourselves, then we need to sit down to have a conversation of what is our history of lack, what is our history of dependence, and what goal do we want to achieve with seeking to govern ourselves, seeking to have independence. It is the target, it is the goal, it is the end point that determines what type of government should we adopt, what type of character should we look for to take positions in the governance. An average Nigerian politician has the title honorable. If a madman leaves the streets and is able to afford agbada and put on, the title of that madman automatically changes to honorable because he's contesting for a political position. So if the person is actually mad and is carrying, it has the appellation, the tag of an honorable, what do you expect? So would that title change the fact that the person is not a madman? No, of course, it's not going to change anything. So you see, appellations, titles is not part of what we need. We need a government that care to put a structure in place for people to even understand what it takes to be a human being. A human being that is made of humanity and not persons. So when we sit down, we celebrate democracy, what exactly are we celebrating? Are we celebrating the fact that the white man call it government of the people, by the people and for the people? Are we celebrating the fact that it has been a resource, a medium for the grabbing of resources? Are we celebrating the fact that every unknown gunman become honorable known men? Our focus is more of activity than impact. It's more of event than transformation itself. The essence of life at the highest level, at the lowest level, is for transformation and impact and change. It's not about celebration, dancing, spending, and and lack. So this conversation is centered around Nigeria. It's centered around governance generally. I think the celebration that we deserve as a people right now is a conversation. Is to have a conversation, to start a conversation, is to stir a conversation. And what is the conversation? How do we bring about lasting impact, transformation, and change for everybody? There's no doubt that Nigeria has enormous resources. So lack of resources cannot be the problem that we have. So the question is about leadership. Leadership at the highest level, at the lowest level. I'm tempted to ask, what do we understand about leadership? Why leadership? What is the purpose of leadership? What is the definition of leadership? I think the idea of what the leadership is to the politician, to the follower, to the leader, to an individual on the street, to the gateman, to the governor, to the president, to the senator, and to everybody would give us a lead to how, whether we are doing fantastically well with leadership or not, and whether our expectations as followers or leaders are well aligned. So if as a leader, your idea of leadership, what definition of leadership is an opportunity to grab, store, steal, consume methodology. You are right. That's leadership to you. So there is nothing you're going to do apart from that. For someone who thinks that leadership is something different from that or something better, something that is about impact, then the person also is right. Our definition of leadership at all levels are correct. So it's what you understand about leadership determines what you put in when you get to the leadership seat. So then what do we understand about leadership? How do we define leadership? Leadership is the ability to stir, to influence your mind towards your heart, to galvanize your mind towards your heart first. It is personal. Before you talk about influencing others to achieve a particular goal or purpose. So if you cannot lead your mind towards your heart, you're not a leader. You need to be able to lead your mind to your heart, then before you talk about influencing other people towards a particular goal. Leadership simply means the influence to organize people and resources towards greater common good. That is the definition of leadership. Leadership is not appellation, it's not about office, it's not about stealing. Leadership is about influence for greater common good. While our leaders are nonchalant and do not think about the extensional impact that corruption, negligence would have on the people, it's time to call their attention to the fact that meta crisis is real. If you look at humanity, you can tell that the people are stuck. The madness, the corruption, the negligence, unending chaos, fights, wars, and all of that is a product and evidence that we are already tired of living. We are already tired of who we are. It shows that we are stuck and confused and do not have an idea of how to proceed, how to move forward. That's what it means. Look around the world. It's chaos, it's fight, it's wars. We are in a critical time whereby even a billionaire is living an unfulfilled life. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's disgruntled with their lives, unsatisfied with events that are happening in their lives. Politicians think that once they get to the office, they get to the electoral position, they'll become fulfilled. Once they get there, they are also unsatisfied. So the problem is the deep state problem. It shows that we are stuck as human beings. We are already stuck. We are confused. We don't know what to do and we don't know where we are going to. And why are we stuck? It is simply because of the detachment from who we are, from source. We are already detached from source. You are disconnected with purpose. So we need to make up for the disconnection and the lack of purpose with the chase for things, the unending gathering of what has no value, of what does not matter. Because of this disconnection, we have become so heartless to the pains, the penury of our people. Should we continue this way, something is guaranteed that we may press extinction button very soon. We will end it all very soon because history shows that every emergence has a root, has a source. And for you to emerge, there has to be a purpose. So when you are disconnected with purpose, you are disconnected from your source. You have become clueless, confused, and stuck. Life at that point will be basic survival. And your culture is called anyhowcalism. Anything goes. This is where we are. The problem of Nigeria is a deep state problem that requires deep state solution. The solution is not about who wins the next election. It's not about, oh, let's celebrate democracy because we had it. The problem is the solution. Fundamental questions of who am I? Where am I? What am I supposed to do? And what am I not supposed to do? This is the solution. It's a fundamental deep state solution because it's a fundamental deep state problem. If we cannot tell who we are as a society, if we cannot define ourselves, if we cannot define where we are, and we cannot define clearly our core values, our ethics, what we are supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do, then we are already stuck and cannot move forward. So while we celebrate, while we are GOG for Democracy Day, I indulge every one of us as Nigerians, a people of peculiarity, abundantly blessed, massively confused, a typical confused republic, a country that is characterized with a long ride of confusion, corruption, and unending commotion. While we are GOG celebrating, it is time for us to begin to have a conversation. The celebration we are saying, at Logic Republic, it is a conversation and not a dance. We don't need a dance. By the way, for those celebrating democracy, I celebrate with all of you. I celebrate with you with a conversation and not with a dance. Let's start thinking. Let's start having a conversation. That's what we need.